Benghazi.
Benghazi.
No.
It's Benghazi.
We have to do this podcast before the clock starts ringing again. Before the ancient earthen bell summons the fall of Garzey's wing. We are all slaughtered.
Harry just runs off with my clock.
Tony, can you tell us the plot of Garzey's Way?
Yeah. Basically, there's this guy, Garzey, and he's this, classic like Japanese high school student, and he ditches out going to his high school reunion or whatever, and then his friends, berate him. It's like, you are so easygoing. And he's driving down the road one day, and there's a lighthouse, and then his his necklace, it starts jingle jangling, and he's like, this must be the shrine of Yamata Takera no Mikato, and then this massive ghost swan comes down and like sucks his soul out from his body, and like he goes through an aura world, he meets like a fairy, the fairy gets attached to him, and then they go to this world that's in between heaven and hell called Byston Wells. That's the name. He goes to this world, he's with the fairy, he's naked but he's got wings because that's Garzey's wings, and then as they're falling they say, that's a Duragarl or a Derigal. There are two different monsters with those names. I get it mixed up all the time. And basically he's basically a chosen warrior. He gets wrapped up in this plot to free the Natomius tribe from they were slaves. They have to find the great Baraju tree, obviously, and it's about them escaping. About I think it's Chris.
It is Chris, yeah.
He's
Lord Chris.
Lord Chris.
Yeah, I can hear the annoying voice acting saying Chris in my head. So it's probably
Chris. It's about him, he occasionally is like, he brings this knowledge of how to use gunpowder, except they already have gunpowder. He just comes up with better ways to use it. It's like, we have to use the Garda, and he creates bomb arrows and bomb ropes, and he summons the powers of Garzey's wing, and he beats him. It's quite good. What are your thoughts on Garzey's wing?
I mean, good isn't the word.
Should we give context behind? Oh, this is LieMDB, the final one, but we gave up on that conceit a while ago. Yeah. Are we gonna retcon scores, or are we just gonna do that in Retcon 2?
Fuck, I don't know.
I mean, at the end of this, surely we're going to announce the winner. Right?
Yeah, but then Tony might come out in Retcon 2 and be like, oh, these are actually ones.
Well, no, because it's for right now. We're not gonna move around the trophy for LieMDB for the rest of our fucking lives as our opinions change. It's at this day.
This should be set in stone.
Which one he's won then, right? Mathematically, no one can reach him.
Thanks for watching.
Tony, in an attempt of self-sabotage, you picked the room of anime, basically.
Yeah, that is true. Basically, I picked the dub of Garzey's wing, because now I have to specify that. And this, they found the incredible when I said oh, there's no one talented enough to do Symphogear in English, I forgot about Garzey's wing, because these people are so talented. They could pretend they had never spoken to another human being before when they were recording their videos. Everything, even every character has this really odd cadence to their voice. It just makes everything sound hilarious to me. And also everything is it's not, I want to say it's a shout, but it's not they yell when they're in the fight. No, it's just everything is consistently loud, they're talking to a microphone that's 20 meters away. And I get that it's in a battlefield, but even when they're he's talking to his other version of himself, he's I'm being chased by a real army, and it's just ridiculous. And I'll say that I watched on YouTube. There's I forget what it's called, but there's just a video that is 4 minutes long of clips from Garzey's wing, and I've watched that video so many times, and I thought, you know what, I finally need to make the leap. I need to watch all of this, and I did. It was a great time.
How did you watch that video in the first place? How did you find it?
Just found it recommended probably by someone. You know, it's just
See, that's the thing, like, a 4-minute clip of these are the funniest moments in Garzey's Wing, you know, that would be fun, I'd enjoy that. It's when you add an extra hour and 26 minutes that I start to lose interest.
but it's every line is just that funny.
But when every line is, like, bad, the joke stops being funny.
I don't know, I spaced out a bit and I had a good time with it. I know I did submit it as a film, but it's technically 3 episodes. I don't know. The fact that I've watched the same video though, like, dozens of times means the joke has not worn off for me. It's still funny to this day. It's still like the man whipping around and shooting the 3 guys, you know. Just say something like...
But if
like
it was an hour and a half
Garzey's
and
Wing.
like every minute was just him shooting 3 guys, then walking a little bit more than shooting,
He would have his favourite film.
you'd get bored. Like, even the, I know you mentioned the original Devilman video.
Mm.
Like, even that video, which is pretty funny, after about 3 minutes, I kind of got bored of that.
Oh,
So, like,
well,
turning that into a feature film.
maybe we've got different tolerances,
Yeah.
exact opposite ends of the spectrum, as it's called.
There would be the odd line that would just, like, catch me off guard. I thought the leader of the tribe, you know, like, she was just like, her delivery was something else. Like, it was just, the tone of voice just never changed. And that would often get a laugh out of me. But after, like, the first minute of just saying Garzey's Wing 100 times, and the last shot, which is really funny, there's nothing of value or merit or interest here.
Yeah, Ethan, what are your thoughts?
Well, it's kind of like, it's similarly to Harry. I don't really see that much merit or talent in making something.
Could you do it?
I mean,
I am Garzey's Wing.
That's not as funny as how they do it, I'm sorry.
No. But what I was going to say was, I don't see why you would write something bad unless you could.
No, they didn't
something
write it
good.
bad. It's the voice. It's like the sub is just like a regular show,
Okay, I get
and
that.
they just dubbed it
I
like
get that.
really strangely.
And the dub is not great, but I still think even going back to the sub version, it wouldn't be that much better. I don't think.
Yeah, but that would be missing the point.
What would be? What is the point?
The point is that it's funny. It's like a clown. It amuses you. All right, fine, fair enough.
So bad it's good, it's still bad. I think that's like,
What? You just negated the
no,
previous
like,
statement.
oh, it's so bad it's good. It's still bad though.
Yeah, but it's still good.
No, like if you watch something
It's
like
female empowerment. That's
Tony, if
different.
you watch something that's like 1 out of 10, you're like, oh, that made me laugh. Like, it's still a 1 out of 10.
No, because whenever something's bad but it's funny, I increase the
No,
score.
because then
in
nothing would ever
accordance
be
with
bad.
that.
Because the things that are bad are funny. It's just
No, the things that I give 1 out of 10, even though they're funny that they're bad, are bad enough that they're still bad.
Yeah, and that's this.
Well, not.
This is like a dementor.
That's my point.
It sucked my soul. If you asked me to like remember the hour and a half I spent, an hour and a half, didn't even watch it on times 2 speed, didn't do any of that. I sat down and watched this, nothing in the background, just watched an hour and a half. I cannot remember. It literally, I just lost an hour and a half of a morning. It just stole that time from me.
Are you saying that the subversion was trying to make a competently written show? Is that what they tried to do, or was
They
it always
didn't
bad
realise
accuracy?
that it would be like become this. It would probably just be forgettable if it was just like some fantasy show.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough.
I mean, not saying that there are parts of the animation that I don't like. You know, there's one shot apart from the final shot where he is falling and then he like summons Garzey's wing like right as he hits the ground. And I'm like, that's cool. Anyway, Ethan, you were saying?
No, I was just going to say, well, my original point of it being, why would you write something that's so bad when you could write something that's so good and you'd be more appreciative of it, is kind of moot now that I realised that they were just trying to do something good from the beginning and failed.
And if they weren't aiming for something good, at least to make money, like this wasn't. I don't think they made this purposefully bad. And in its defence, it has one sort of fairly unique idea of in the sort of genre where regular dude gets taken into fantasy world. I've never seen there's still the regular dude back in his own world that you can communicate with, and that guy is there sort of reading these books and telling him information. Like that's
Yeah.
unique and interesting, and in any other in a better made show, that could have been interestingly explored. And I mean, isn't in this, but that's the one thing I can think in its defence.
I suppose it was the
Well,
fact
the
that
13th century bowmen surround me. Sorry, go.
it's interesting. I think this is something that I'm going to talk about when we do Chrono Trigger, and I kind of find it interesting where if I think to something like Game of Thrones, where within the first 2 or 3 episodes I memorised all the names, all the locations, I was so invested in the show.
That's that power of remembering capital cities just at work.
But in Garzey's Wing or something like Chrono Trigger, like I'm so bored by how many like gobbledygooks and what you call it and thingamabob that they just throw at your face.
Yeah, they do
I'm like,
throw
I
out,
can't
like-
be
I mean,
bothered
that is
to remember
true.
all
But
of this.
that's quite.
Why should I care about
Do you
this
remember
story?
the Ishibara, which was the plant they used to subdue the Darigals?
No,
Come
that's
on.
the thing. I don't remember.
I was
that.
hoping someone would be able to just pull out all the words. That's a better joke than anything Garzey's saying. Alright, so like something like The Room, like it's just a way. It is funny, but it is just a massive waste of time. It's like you could spend the 2 hours watching The Room, watching something like that's actually good, you know. And
Yeah, but with The Room, I feel like the gag changes. Like, I know it's meant to. I know obviously what we talked about, but I feel like there are different things to laugh at about that film rather than just the same joke being handed down to you of just, oh, isn't this line poorly delivered? Isn't that funny?
Also,
there's more going for The Room.
I feel like
The Room's better.
with like really bad, like so bad it's good things. Like the story behind it has to be incredible. Like the fact that the in The Room, Tommy Wiseau writes a film about his fiance that hates the French language, so he says the line "wife to be" about 30 times, and like that is just funny. And like that's pretty much more as funny as watching any scene in The Room. And then like the Super Mario Bros. Movie, you know, like the story about that they all had different scripts, you know, and everyone hated each other. Whereas like maybe it's just because I don't know much about the production of this, but it's just like a mystery. I'm like, I kind
It
of
just came from another
I
world.
need the beginning making of Star Wars Episode 1 about Garzey's Wing, where they're all like, it's gonna be great, it's gonna be great. Seeing the actors
Different
record.
directors like
Yeah.
done good things. I'm gonna look that up quickly.
I need that mythology to sell me on, like to have some more kind of care for it. Like something like The Room, I probably wouldn't give like a 1 out of 10 because I'd be like, you know, I quite like Tommy Wiseau. You know, I'm like I empathise with him. I kind of relate to the story behind it, and even though the film is bad, I kind of have some attachment to it. Whereas I literally forget Garzey's Wing exists if we didn't have to do this podcast.
So the guy behind Mobile Suit Gundam, which you will all know from that 30-second bit of Ready Player One, where they summon the form of a Gundam. It's that guy. So he's a pretty famous guy who was like, fuck big robots, I'm going to do something in a fantasy world. And he made this. You know what? Fair play to him. And the thing Jonno said a while ago about how it being different from other get sent to a parallel world shows is it's probably because it's old. It's 1996. It escaped the influence of just trying to be Sword Art Online again, which has ruined anime. But you know, but yeah, we ready to slap some scores on this for the first Mediate 4? Because I think you either can laugh at the same joke 600 times or you can't. And for me, it just depends on how funny the joke is. The joke is funny enough.
I feel like
It's only because it's anime. If it was live action,
yeah. But if like
Could this be live action?
I don't know, even if the delivery was so bad, I think I still would give it a low score. Like, I don't think I'd ever give it like a 10 and be like, oh, it's so funny. Like, I don't think I'd ever be like
But
that.
if something was that funny, I don't think I'd give this a 10 out of 10. But if something was that funny, if something was so bad it looped around to being so good, I would absolutely give it a 10.
I don't think the closest I've ever come to doing that is Mission Impossible 2, where it's so stupid. I'm like, this is actually genius. Like,
do you know what my version of that is? Flash Gordon. It's an awful film, but I think it is very good because of it.
yeah, it's got to be right.
Jonno, what are your thoughts? Did you have fun with this? I get the sense that Harry and Ethan just blacked out. They went into an aura world, and we're the ones who lived.
Well, I mean, I watched it at 1.5 times speed whilst doing the washing up.
Even if the film had been good, that'd be disrespectful.
Alright, watching Seven Samurai like 1.5.
1.1?
Why did you watch it 1.1 then?
Because I worked out how long it would take me to watch it at 1.1, and I had to watch it in like a very specific time frame.
Yeah,
The
Jonno.
Waker of Samurai.
How was it listening to in the background of doing the dishes?
Well, I mean, I have it up in front of me, and I'm actually, watching
Okay.
it go
Also,
along.
what was that comment about? I'm not the one who said it was disrespectful to watch it at 1.5. It was him.
Yeah, there are plenty of shit films that I've watched at 1.5 times speed that Ethan's picked.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm on the same sort of line of I don't think it sustains itself for the whole thing. It is a funny 4-minute YouTube video, but as a whole thing isn't as good. I do like. I was sort of. It reminds me a bit of Ghost Stories. I much prefer Ghost Stories because you feel like
they
they
were
have
doing.
put a lot more effort into it by making it funny.
There's a story behind it as well. It's a bit of mythology.
Yeah. But it's sort of similar in the way that I'm used to describing stumbling across a video of the best moments from that, and then sort of going, I should actually watch the thing this comes from. But yeah, no, not nearly as good as Ghost Stories.
Andy Nyman, you just can't beat him.
I just think that there's nothing like this that has this truly it's like you've stumbled onto an alien culture. You found a tribe that's been unattacked by humans for centuries. It's this is a completely different way of just using the English language. It's dumbfounding.
Yeah, or maybe it was just
I'm in
6
constant
people who were
awe.
bored and had nothing better to do with their lives.
It's called a metaphor, Ethan, you fucking dickhead. Are we going to put scores on this?
Mine's not real.
Brought here by humans.
Humans are just humans. They want it all.
Yeah.
They come here using the earth, water, and the power of spirits.
Do you know what? Okay, I say that Garzey's wing can't sustain this joke. I think Metal Wolf could sustain the joke, and that is just bad voice acting. But I don't know. I feel like that one would work better.
I mean, maybe that is a funnier joke.
Yeah.
It is quite good.
Again, it's got a story behind it. All right, Tony, give it a 10, and then we can.
Alright. Well, no, I'll go last. You guys set the bar.
No, you set the bar.
Yeah,
You set the
yeah,
choices.
no, this is how it always works.
All right, fine. I will give this a solid 10 out of 10 because fuck it at this point. I'm retconning everything else I've ever given to a 1. 10. No, I'm kidding. I can't be fucked to change my LieMDB scores. I don't even know what they are. There's too many of them to keep
Well, most of
track.
them are half stars, right?
Yeah.
And 3 of them are for your own show, so you're gonna knock Wolf Children down from a 10 to a 1.
Does it change my ranking though? Because I'm pretty sure I'm last either way. No, I'm not actually doing it, Jonno. It's a bit. Don't touch the spreadsheet.
I know, but
No, I think I'm gonna give this a solid 10. I just want to be given a 10 and a 1.
Okay, I'll give it a 1. I give it a 1 just because, it's not that I don't remember it. It's that, it's negative not remembering it.
Is it like an amnesia
It's
spell
reverse
that's been cast
inception.
on you?
They've come into my head and stolen Garzey's wing out of there. I don't even know. It was funny for a little bit, and the final shot's pretty funny. But yeah, it deserves a 1. Just the fact that Tony could have made us watch pretty much anything he wanted. He could have been any of my favourite films.
This is my final act of spite for you fucking begging me to pick source code for some fucking reason.
It was not source
I would have had a
code.
lot more
So
fun.
You said
watching
source code multiple times.
Yeah, but you could have picked
Yeah, I
anything
said
you
I would have had a
wanted.
lot more fun watching source code than this.
Source code.
Which is why I wish you picked a proper
Source
film.
code is not as good as Garzey's Wing. Source code is wow, I just watched an action film.
Yeah, or Limitless as well. I said one of those two. One of the 2 American-made films that you like that aren't Japanese or cartoons.
Yeah, but would you have ever gone out of your way to watch Garzey's Wing otherwise?
No.
Isn't that
I would have
worth
been
something at the end of the day?
I would have been all the much better for it if I hadn't ever seen it.
You said what are you going to give it?
This has entertainment value. I'll give it that.
Thank you, Ethan.
I mean, I don't think it's. I'd I would hate a lot more to be very, very bored by something than it to just be unfunny, I think. Which is why I'll give Another World with My Smartphone a 1 out of 10, because I did just lose the will to live watching that. But this, I'll give it. It was also an hour and a half, and it could have been like the length of The Godfather, so I will give it a 3 out of 10.
That's pretty good. I'll take that.
Alright.
I'm also going for a 3 out of 10.
Alright. Thank you.
That's alright.
Which puts you with an overall score of 108, Tony. Then next it's Ethan with 126. Then it's Harry with 131.
Shouldn't have picked Santino. Shouldn't have self-sabotaged.
And then me with 133. It actually got you quite a few points this next
Yeah.
to New York.
Should have just picked American Psycho.
What I've just noticed now, like looking through the stuff, is Ethan, you never gave a 10 out of 10 for any of these films.
Yeah, I said that at some point a month or so ago. I never gave a 10 out, even to the films I picked.
That's right. I changed like halfway through and just picked a bunch of 10s.
Yeah.
I think part of me gave up when Ethan retconned his score from Akira from like a 9 to an 8, and I'm like, there's no way I'm appeasing these people.
Yeah, Tony, you picked some good ones. I enjoyed the second and third one you picked, but the first and fourth, well, that's good.
I mean, the voice acting in Garzey's Wing is better than the wolf in Wolf Children.
That's true.
If you'd picked American Psycho, I would have definitely given a 10 to that. I think it's just because most of my favourite films are in the top 250, so I had to pick films that I really, really liked, but I wouldn't have given a 10.
Wolf Children, it gave us that lo-fi hip-hop beats, so yeah.
So next to New York, that got you 33 points.
Somehow. It's because Tony didn't just give it a 1.
Jonathan, could you find out
That's
which
retcon
film...
2, baby!
Johnny, could you find out which film got the highest score that was picked? Because I really wanted it to be Do the Right Thing.
I think...
In Bruges would be pretty high, wouldn't it?
Yeah, there's 3 that got 35. Arrival, In Bruges, and Do the Right Thing.
Those are the highest thing, yeah.
Yeah, those are the top 3. Well, joint top 3, given a quick scan.
Congratulations, Jonno.
And Harry and Ethan.
What? You guys didn't win?
No, oh sorry, I thought you meant congratulations for getting a 35.
Oh no, I was trying to end the episode.
Oh.
This was meant to